Today, we are briefly going to go over grocery orders and LINQ nutrition. Grocery orders and LINQ nutrition are often referred to as purchasing and LINQ nutrition. The purchasing platform in LINQ nutrition will replace the current state ordering platform, also known as the C&P online application, or the statewide purchasing portion of the C&P online application. I will start out with a little bit about us. Miss Tammy Lofton has been in K-12 education for 15 years. She was a C&P director for 7, a CACFP director for 2, and has been with the State Department for 2 years. She keeps all things straight with USDA foods and knows all about how purchasing works. I've been in education for 14 years, a director for a little over 3, and have been with the State Department for a little over 1. One of my responsibilities as a regional educational specialist is to oversee all things Titan, which is now LINQ Nutrition, for the State Department. I've been assisting Tammy with the implementation of statewide purchasing into LINQ Nutrition. Here are some of the things we're going to briefly go over today. We're going to go over the background of how we got to this point, the web page or web address for the ordering, navigating LINQ Nutrition, how to start an order, different ways to order and purchase, what the ordering dashboard looks like, how to create and use shopping lists, how to briefly create a usage report, and tell you how to get any questions you may have answered and contact us. Back in 2021, the State Department realized the need to update their current C&P software systems. Through a process, ALSDE started a partnership with LINQ School Nutrition. ALSDE offers Titan, which is now LINQ Nutrition. They offer the suite for point of sale and menu planning to districts at no cost across the state. Just as a side note, as I was mentioning, Titan by LINQ has rebranded to the LINQ Nutrition Suite. Statewide purchasing is transitioning to LINQ Nutrition purchasing. This will be completed in the 2025-2026 school year, but does not include USDA foods. USDA foods will continue being purchased or distributed through the existing system of the online C&P dashboard. And more information will be forthcoming about USDA foods and how the transition for USDA foods will occur and the time frame for that. So essentially, the state's moving over to the LINQ platform, and that's how we got here. So how do we get to the grocery store? The grocery store is LINQ School Nutrition. It is a cloud-based website, very similar to our current ordering method. You can access this from home or school, or even some limited accessibility from your mobile device. You will need your district number, username, and password to access it. Your director should have this information or can create you a username and password, and they will have your district number. The address is portal.schoolnutrition.linq.com. For those of you who are still using the old existing Titan address, your district number, login credentials, that sort of thing are the same on portal.schoolnutrition.linq.com as what you have previously been using. So just go to this address. This is the whole the suite, and log in. Once you log in, this is the basic dashboard you'll see. This is the basic interface or homepage for LINQ School Nutrition. The toolbar or dashboard over on the left-hand side has, accounting, items, purchasing, reports, staffing, utilities, configuration. Will also feature menu planning and that sort of thing. So purchasing is the main tab you will use for statewide purchasing. You will use items a little bit, but purchasing is the main place we'll be going. So to start a new order from the dashboard, first you're going to click on purchasing, then you're going to click on orders, and you'll see once you click on orders over in the top right hand corner, I've got it circled in red. There'll be a blue button that says add new order. This will populate a new window where we'll fill out some details about the order. When you click on Add New Order, the Add New Order window will appear. You will have to select the options in this window. If your director only gives you rights to certain locations, you will only see those. If you have rights to all locations within your district, you will see a full list of schools to choose from. Select your school from the list. The delivery address will automatically default to main, unless you have multiple delivery locations on your campus. Then you will select the vendor. You will select merchants or Woodford with your region number beside it. Do not select the one with the USDA in parentheses. You can then select shopping list. We will cover this advanced feature in a few moments. For right now, we're leaving it blank. You will then need to select the delivery date. That date pertains to your normal delivery schedule. Whatever day of the week you currently get deliveries, select the same day of the week. If you select a different day, that does not mean your order is going to come any differently. It will just default to the next week of your typical delivery date. Once you do that, click Save, and we're going to come up to the following screen. As a side note, in the Add New Order window you saw an option to check No Order. This will allow you to practice or document orders without the fear of accidentally sending a live order into the distributor, which would then make it show up the next week. Should you send an order to your distributor that was not intended, please contact your distributor immediately. Orders directly go into their system once they are approved by the school. Once you add in the date and click Save, this is what the screen will look like. It will show the expected date, warehouse is the school the delivery is going to, identifier, the reference number, delivery address, all this sort of thing. Your identifier needs to be the same system as the approval codes that we are using now. The reference number can be things such as the purchase order number, the menu cycle, anything like that. But the system identifier needs to be unique and needs to follow the same description as the current approval code system used in statewide purchasing. Once you've put in your expected delivery date, confirms you have the correct warehouse, an identifier number, reference number, that sort of thing, we're going to get ready to start ordering items here. To order items, you're going to go down to Search Items. I'm going to start with the first item, chicken wings, by using the number. Once I select it, I'm going to put in the quantity that I'm wanting. The next item, I don't remember the exact number for French bread pizza, so I'm just going to start typing in French. You'll see all the items with French in them start to populate. I'm then going to tell it how many cases I want. Next thing, I'm going to start putting in, there we go, took it a second to catch up. I'm going to start putting in corn. I knew the number for corn. I'm going to tell it the number of cases that I want to do. Next, I'm going to do trash bags, can liners. I know the number there. I start putting it out. I got some 55-gallon can liners. Tell it how many cases I need. Then I'm going to go down and I can add in another order or another item to the order. I'm going to add ketchup. I just started typing ketchup. Selected which one I needed. I'm going to tell it how many cases I want. It's as simple as that. You can search by item number, item description. You can add things in by shelf number, basically multiple different ways to search. Once I do that, I need to click Save at the bottom. But first, just know vendor memo does not go to the distributor. The distributor vendor does not have a way to accept this. So right down there at the bottom, you can click Save. Then you can click Request Order. Once you click Request Order, it should go to your administrator, director, bookkeeper, whoever approves the orders at the district level for approval. Because you're seeing this from an administrative view, I clicked Request and then it automatically showed Approve. Yours should not show that if you do not have administrative rights within your district. This is the view of the purchasing dashboard. For open and requested orders, you can see the expected delivery date, warehouse, vendor, status of the order I just placed. You'll see it's listed as requested. That means it's waiting on approval by an administrator. There are several different views that you can select out of the orange square that's at the top that says Open and Requested. We'll go over a couple of those in a minute. This is another view on the purchasing dashboard. Once the order is approved, it will disappear from the Open Orders dashboard. In the middle of the top, you can toggle from Open Requested to All Statuses. This will show you the status of all orders, and you can see the order I just requested is showing up here as approved. Once it's been approved, it has been transmitted to the vendor for fulfillment. This basically concludes the ordering process. I'll now go over a couple of additional features and advanced features that might assist you with your purchasing through LINQ School Nutrition. In LINQ Nutrition, you can use shopping list when you start a new order. If you have weekly or monthly items or staples that you regularly order, you can place them on a shopping list. If your district uses cycle menus, you could have a shopping list for each week of the cycle menu. This makes it quicker, and you only have to add the quantity when placing the order. This saves you time, improves efficiency and accuracy, and helps to prevent errors. We all know there isn't enough time in the kitchen, so any way that we can try to, attempt to be better at what we do, it's worth a shot. So first, to create a shopping list, you would go to Items, click on Shopping List, and then you'll see it change in the upper right-hand corner to Add New Shopping List. You can see on the screen, I've already got a couple of shopping lists created. I created a wing meal. That was a special meal for just one-time use. I created a weekly reorder that some of my schools use, and then other schools need different items for weekly items, so I have different weekly items on that list. You can create as many shopping lists as you need for different things. So when you click the button for Add a New Shopping List, first thing you need to do is name the shopping list. Sort order is not important. The default is 10. You won't change this unless you have many shopping lists and you want some to be more important than others. Then you would give them a different than the default of 10. Sort order is basically just a weighted preference in the order layout. Once you name it, click Save, and we'll move on. Once you have created a shopping list, this is the screen that will appear. You will add items to the list similar to how you order items. You will also be able to set the permissions for the shopping list to public or private. Private is specific to you as a user. Public will make it available across your district. You can also click on the checklist beside the active label, which is circled above, to inactivate a list. More often than not, you will edit a list more than inactivate a list. Once you add items to your shopping list, you will click Save. As you can see on this slide, I changed my monthly supply shopping list to public to share with the other staff. I've gone into this list and added trash bags, cleaners, brooms, etc. Items that we may need to regularly order each month. On the left-hand side, beside each item, you can see the blue trash can. This is how you can delete an item from your shopping list to modify it. On the right-hand side, you can see the double arrow up and down. If you will click on this and drag, it will allow you to reorder the items on your shopping list. Once I am done editing my shopping list, I then click Save and Close. As you can see, my monthly supply order shopping list is now showing up on the list of shopping lists. This is the same screen we started with to add a shopping list. Should you inactivate a shopping list and need to find it, you can go into the Advanced tab shown on the screen, and there's a button to check to view inactive shopping list. To use a shopping list, select it under Shopping List when adding a new order into the system. This is the same method we started with, but by actually selecting a shopping list, it gets items on my order quicker, and then I can add additional things I need. This is what it will look like to start an order with the shopping list. Items on the shopping list are displayed with a 0 quantity. You can update the ones you need and leave the ones you don't at 0, or you can click the trash can on the far left. You can then add items to your order below the items that are on your shopping list. Think of the shopping list as a starting point for your order. Don't forget, you will still need to check your check your reference number and identifier number above. On the shopping list, on the left-hand side, beside each item, you'll see the blue trash can. You can delete items from your shopping list if need be. Otherwise, just leave it at 0. To finish your order from the shopping list, you'll finish just like you did previously of a regular order. All a shopping list is the starting point for an order. It saves it as a group to save you time and help with accuracy, especially on items that are ordered regularly or cycle menus. Let's go over briefly how to pull a report. So to pull a report from the system for purchasing, you'll need to go to Reports, then click on Purchasing, and then click on Purchasing Data. This is the screen that will appear after you selected Purchasing Data. As you can see, there is many different areas of this page that you can select and customize different bits of information for your report. I have put squares around some of the commonly used fields and what we'll use for this purchasing report. Basically, you'll need to add a name for this report in the red box at the top. I named this report Purchasing Data. Then you'll need to select a file type for the output. In the green box, I selected PDF. You can also select CSV files or Excel files. For larger reports, you'll want to select Excel files or CSV files. CSV files will mainly be if you want to export data from the system and import it into another software. Next, I added a school name in the blue box. If you want this report to cover multiple different schools or secondary schools and that sort of thing, you can select groups or you can select individual buildings under the Buildings tab. If I want to put a date range in, I could put a date range below that. Below, in the purple box, the available columns for which you can add to the report are shown. For this report, if you look to the right in the yellow box, under selected columns, I have chosen order identifier, item description, item identifier, item name, and quantity ordered. These are the columns for the data that will appear in my report. On the right side of the yellow box is the group by option. Be mindful if you group by certain identifiers or whatnot in this system, it will put each identifier on its own page and could potentially create a very large report. Just be cautious against including group by in your reports. What we're creating here is just a basic usage report. You can customize it in many different ways. Customization in reports is one of the best features of LINQ School Nutrition. So when you run your report, this is what your data usage report will look like. This tells you how much of something you've ordered and the date range set in the item data report if you choose the date range. Otherwise, it will just show you a history, all-time history of what you've purchased. You can see we've got an item description for items that have a description. We've got the order item identifier. We've got the item name, and then we've got quantity ordered. Some of the quantity orders you can see at 0 cases below. Those quantity ordered items are for items that were on such as a shopping list that was submitted with a 0 quantity on the order. There's multiple different things on here that were on a shopping list that we actually didn't order any items for, but it was just on there with a 0, and that's the reason it's appearing on the purchasing data. This basically concludes what we needed to know to pull a quick purchasing report. This concludes what we needed to show you for how to use LINQ School Nutrition for statewide purchasing. Should you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. My email address is justin.hope@alsde.edu, and Miss Tammy Lofton's email address is tammy.lofton@alsde.edu. Please copy SWP at alsde.edu on any questions or concerns you may have. Thank you and have a great day.